So, fighter planes, considered by many to be lone-wolfing vehicles with little to no direct impact, are not only the tide of a battle, but the success of the team they're fighting for. In the hands of skilled pilots, fighter planes tend to deter would-be pilots as they try to get a grip on the mechanics of air combat. Now, this is mainly due to the steep learning curve involved in not only mastering general flight in Battlefield 1, but managing to be an effective pilot over the battlefield. Here's a little guide I've put together to help you on your path to air mastery and hopefully becoming an ace in the skies. First and foremost, we need to head into your key bindings. You'll find this under your settings. Once in settings, select key bindings at the bottom of the list, and then make your way to the in planes section. Head directly to the pitch down and pitch up controls, as these will be the two bindings that once changed will have an immediate positive effect on your plane maneuverability. Personally, I suggest you bind the spacebar to pitch down and left alt to pitch up. This allows you to maintain a constant pitch angle in both vertical directions without having to constantly raise and shove your mouse around as you attempt to maintain your course while tailing a target, rather now only having to keep one of two additional buttons pressed, easily accessible to your left thumb. You'll find this especially useful and apparent not only when trying to regain sight of a target, but also in the event of having to evade another. In both events, when you're affected by poor aerial adjustments, losing the upper hand is almost guaranteed. Now let's discuss loadouts. The fighter plane variant is the option to the right. Heading into customizations, you'll find three options, the first being your primary weapon as an on-the-ground pilot in the event that you need to bail out. I've taken a massive liking to the Piper M1893, a gas-powered double-action revolving carbine that handles as well as it sounds. This is due to it having balanced stats, but more impressively a very decent fire rate at 225 rounds per minute and a ton of ammo to back it. Chambering up to 9 rounds at a time, the almost 100 spare rounds can make you quite a tough pilot to deal with, especially given the logical misconception that pilots are useless on the ground. Heading into the actual plane loadouts next, you have what at first might seem to be three similar options, but I assure you each are vastly different in the effectiveness and purpose. First up and featuring stock twin heavy machine guns and a very handy emergency repair is the Dogfighter, the vanilla choice when it comes to terrorizing the skies. Next up, and likely the most popular of the fighters, is the Bomber Killer. Featuring the stock HMGs and a total of 6 replenishable explosive rockets, there's no mystery to its popularity. With the additional speed boost ability, the Bomber Killer makes for a perfect surprise tactic fighter, which more often than not leads to quick attacks and swift exits. Versatility is what often draws me to the Bomber Killer, due to its capability of damaging threats of all shapes and sizes. Though not as effective against armored vehicles as I would have liked for it to be, it does however do up to 34 splash damage to infantry, which is lethal if you're capable of lining up a well-spotted troop. The final loadout, and by far my absolute favorite, is the Trench Fighter. With the same HMGs you should be familiar with now, it comes equipped with what is probably the most effective and hated anti-personnel ordnance available to fighter planes, the Trench Darts. Currently nerfed in the latest build of the community test environment, these little buggers will not only rake in serious kills, but equal amounts of hate mail. So, now that you know what's what regarding the available fighter loadouts, it's time for you to kit up and take to the skies. Being an effective fighter in itself, at least now with the added advantage of being able to keep a constant pitch climb or descent with our earlier key rebindings, comes down to two factors. Firstly, priority of targets. As a fighter pilot, no objective requires your attention more than other aircraft, especially other fighter aircraft. Being the lightest and most agile of the available aircraft, enemy fighters are a real and direct threat to your team's hold on air superiority. Due to their speed and high maneuverability, fighters tend to target slower targets, like attack planes and bombers. To the benefit of both those aircraft, they each feature additional seats for tail and wing gunners, but to their detriment, any fighter pilot worth their mettle is able to exploit their unfortunate blind spots. This is where the priority of targets comes into play. You should always target enemy fighters first, buying valuable time for your attack and bomber brethren who can very easily turn the tide of a battle due to their high area of effect damage payloads. When the skies are clear of fighters, everything else is easy pickings. Chipping away at slower aircraft from afar is a benefit you gain from your HMGs. though their full potential is best witnessed up close and personal. The second factor, and one that takes the most practice to perfect, is persistence. You won't rank high on the scoreboard as a pilot by giving up the chase, even when enemy pilots decide to abandon the fight. You're rewarded for damaging, disabling, and destroying the vehicles, whether they're in them or not. I hope you guys found this guide helpful. Furthermore, I hope that it motivates even more of you to take to the skies. Air combat is often a battle on its own, feeling somewhat separate of everything else that's going on. Piloting in Battlefield is as rewarding as it is challenging, and I look forward to facing off against you guys in the future.